What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. So I know it's been a minute. I know y'all haven't heard from me in a while. And I know, hey, good morning. Hey, mom. Hey, Sin. And I know y'all haven't heard from me in a while as far as like solo dolo. Y'all saw me a couple of times with, all my regular folks that I mess with. But let me move this mic in a little closer. So it's the Jags week, man. We have our bye week. It's come, it's gone. Everything's cool. We wound up getting back in the first place due to the fact that the rest of the NFC West looked like hot shit on a stick, and they were garbage. Cardinals lost, Seahawks lost, Rams lost. All makes me happy, regardless. That's how I feel. So we are on a 3-game losing streak right now. Not looking good. Offense has only scored 17 points a game. Defense is giving up too many points. We got too many penalties. We're missing still Trent Williams. Now we're missing Aaron Banks for the next couple of weeks. So we're gonna have to hope that Trent Williams comes back, so we don't have to have Jalen Moore and a replacement left guard, whoever that may be, playing in this game versus the Jags. The reason being, Jags are very formidable. Jags are 6-2. They are on a 5-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. And they're out there doing their thing. Trevor Lawrence, 1,935 yards on the season, 9 TDs, 4 interceptions. He's been sacked 19 times. And then when you look at Brock Purdy, 2,033 yards on the season, 12 TDs, 5 interceptions. He's been sacked 14 times. So the numbers aren't too far off from quarterback to quarterback. The only difference is that Brock's thrown a few more touchdowns and a few less interceptions, or should I say just one more interception than Trevor Lawrence there. When you look at the rushing, Christian McCaffrey, 652 yards, averaging 4.8 yards a carry. He's got 9 touchdowns on the season. And then you switch over to Travis Etienne. He is averaging 3.9 yards a carry, 583 yards, and 7 TDs. So once again, the only difference really is that CMC's got some more yardage, but both are doing very, very well for their season. As far as that goes, Trevor Lawrence is second leading rusher with 216 yards on the season. For us, obviously, that is Jordan Mason. And then Brock Purdy comes in at third. He's got 2 rushing TDs, and he has 107 yards rushing. He's averaging 4.1 yards per carry. So, I mean, hey, it happens. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey has had 2 fumbles on the season, and Brock Purdy has had 2 fumbles, unfortunately, as well. ETN has not fumbled at all. Now, Trevor Lawrence does have 2 fumbles, so that tells me if he gets out of that pocket, we do have a nice little possibility to get him taken care of as far as making sure that we can get that ball out. And then they got Dearness Johnson there and another guy named Tank. Looks like Bixby, but, I don't think anything about those 2 guys. I'm pretty sure it's all going to be Travis Etienne. Then we switch over to the receivers for the Jags. You got Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley, 2 very formidable receivers. Kirk has 520 yards on the season. He's averaging 12 yards a catch with 3 TDs. Ridley is at 451. He's averaging 13.7 yards a catch, and he's got 2 TDs. So he's not looking too bad. Of course, they have Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's 434 yards, 8.5 yards per catch. He doesn't have any touchdowns, though. So that's a good thing. Travis Etienne is the next leading receiver in their core, being the dual threat guy that he is with 266 yards and 1 TD and averaging 9.9 yards per catch. And then when you flip over to us and you look at the receiving, BA is the leading receiver. He's got 620 yards, averages 17.7 yards per catch, 2 TDs. Kittle's right behind him. 443, 13.8 yards per catch, and 3 TDs. CMC, 292 yards, 9.1 yards per catch, and 4 receiving touchdowns. And then you have Debo, 302, with only 1 TD, averaging 15.1 yards per catch. But then you got your, Juwan Jennings. He's averaging 15.1 a catch. He doesn't have a TD, but, averaging 15 yards per catch ain't too bad. I ain't mad at that. And then, after that, it kind of tails off, which is always what happens. On defense for us, we have, of course, the consummate all pro Fred. He's got 71 tackles on the year. Greenlaw's right behind him with 55. So then we got Warner has 2 sacks. Greenlaw's got 1. Bosa and Hargrave both have 3. Farrell has half a sack. And who else has that other half a sack? Where'd they go? Okay. Oh, okay. So you must have shared that with Eric Armstead, because Eric Armstead has 2.5. And then you look at it, we got Kevin Givens. He's got 1. Randy Gregory actually got 1. And even Kerry Hyder Jr., who I believe has now been cut. He had 1. We added our big ad this year. What's going on, Brandon? What's going on, Crazy Juice? The big ad this year was Chase Young. Right at the trade deadline, we went ahead and we traded for Chase Young. Hey, what's going on, Dave? And I know a lot of people are overly excited and very, very happy and great that, and ecstatic that we got Chase Young. Once again, I'm a little bit different. I'm a body of work type of guy. And to be honest with you, I love the addition of Chase Young, but then there's a small bit of me that says the young man hasn't finished a full season ever in his whole NFL career. And he's been in the league at least, I think, about 4 years now. So that can be a problem. And that worries me. I know it's a year where he's going to, I think he's in his 4th year. So I believe his 5th year option comes up next year. So he's definitely looking to get paid. And we've already paid Nick Bosa. So I believe this possibly could just be a 1-year rental. And we got him for cheap. We got him for next to nothing. We gave up a 3rd-round comp pick. Comp picks are picks you're not even supposed to have. But, they're given to you due to players leaving, getting signed at other places, coaches leaving, getting signed other places, so on and so forth. So it was a 3rd-round comp pick, not even the pick that we should have had. So we gave up pretty much nothing to get him. And it works out well for us. We can hope that him and Nick, create some magic and do some things like they did together at Ohio State for the small period of time they were together. And we'll see if we can get some good production out of him. I'm hoping for the best. I do believe he's going to be the starter opposite Nick Bosa. And yes, that does present a very strong defensive line. Our issue with our line is these last 3 games, we just haven't been getting home. And that's a problem. So adding Chase Young in, him bringing his 5 sacks over from Washington will definitely be a good thing. But yeah, man, we're looking to see some good things from him. Hopefully he can do some things very, very well and crash that. And I know people look at me and they're like, man, why do you always have to be a Debbie Downer and whatnot? It's not that I'm trying to be a Debbie Downer or a negative Nancy. I am just trying to look at things as a whole and not in the moment. I'm not an in-the-moment guy. That's our head coach. That's Kyle Shanahan. Because I can tell you right now, if Brock Purdy continues on this skid, next year you won't hear him say, oh, yeah, he's the real deal. This is the guy. We're going to ride with him. If it doesn't look good, Kirk Cousins, hey, what's going on, Gammon? If it doesn't look good, Kirk Cousins still is on the market next year. I don't know when he's going to be healed. I think they said it was his Achilles. So that doesn't take as much time as like an ACL per se. So I don't know. For me, I want things to work out for Chase Young, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I can't just jump into the pool and be like, yeah, we got Chase Young. We're great now. Till this defense shows me something on the field, I'm not going to be sold. That's the unfortunate issue. I need to have the defense show up, show out, and make sure that things are right, because they haven't been. They have not been showing up. They have not been showing out, and it's been extremely frustrating to sit there every week, week in and week out, and watch these guys unfortunately fail us. Same thing with the offense. 17 points just ain't good enough. I told everybody, the common denominator in all of our wins and losses was Moody wouldn't miss and we would score 30. Now, the only thing that broke that last week was the fact that Moody didn't miss. But either way, he was only called on, technically speaking, 1 time. So, have we given him a couple more times, we don't know what could have happened. And when I say the things that I say, I'm not wishing that these things happen. I don't want the negativity. I don't want Moody to miss kicks. I don't want Purdy to fuck up. But it has to be addressed. And a lot of the fan base right now is giving Purdy a pass. He's a rookie still, and this, that, and the third. And I did state the other day, when I was in one of the chats that I was in, y'all give all this love to Brock Purdy. Y'all give all this time to Brock Purdy. And he gets a pass when he's fucking up 3 straight games in a row. But y'all didn't even want to give Trey Lance the time of day to even get on the fucking field to try to show you what he was, along with our head coach. So the hypocrisy kills me. It's extremely hypocritical for you to just shoot down one dude automatically and say this guy's not the guy. And he doesn't need to be on the field, and we don't need to see anything from him. But the minute Brock gets on the field, because he starts winning, automatically now he gets passed. And that just shows you that it's true. Winning cures all. Because why? You don't hear anything from anyone. No one said anything. No one's complaining. We on a 3-game skid with a quarterback that's throwing interceptions out, handing interceptions out like fucking candy, and everybody seems to forget that. They bypass it. Oh, well, it's growing pains. It's gonna happen. I think David Lombardi put something up not too long ago about how some time ago we started 5-3, and then we went on to win the Super Bowl. You could do all those comparisons all you want. At the end of the day, we've been competitive, but we've never gotten over the hump, and that's what sucks. So while it's very frustrating, we still have to have faith. We are the faithful. That's who we are. So we got to have faith that everything is going to work out. And while I am cautiously optimistic about Chase Young, I'm cautiously optimistic about Brock Purdy right now. I don't know what he's going to do. The Jags defense is not nothing to be fucked around with. You know what I'm saying? They are definitely very formidable. So we got somebody named Olukun. That is their leading tackler. He's got 92 tackles. Jesus Christ. And then we got Devin Lloyd, 48. Rashawn Jenkins is safety. So it looks like, and then you've got Josh Allen here. People, I asked us to draft Josh Allen over Nick Bosa, and everybody called me crazy. They called me stupid. My most watched video is still the one that says don't draft Nick Bosa. Everybody, watches that video. And I think I've got over 1,000 views on it. And, people had commented years ago, this doesn't age, well, all kinds of shit. And I said what I said. What's going on, Rod? Man, it's been a minute. My guy, it's good to see you, brother. But to me, I like Josh Allen for what he brought. And I thought he was definitely, to me at that time, I felt like he was definitely a great prospect. Josh Allen right now in the season has 9 sacks. 9. Like, I'm not bullshitting you. Josh Allen alone on that team has 9 sacks. The next guy, there's a linebacker named Trayvon Walker. He's got 3.5. Robertson Harris has half a sack. Kaylavon Chason, he's got 2. DeJuan Smoot's got 1. So, you got a couple of people. They got 16 sacks in total. Majority of them are coming from Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen has 9 sacks on the season. Nick Bosa has 3. And Nick Bosa just got paid a ridiculous amount of money. And, a lot has been made about whether we paid Nick Bosa too much because we're not getting the same production. But this typically happens when players get paid. They get paid and their production slows. It always happens like that. I rarely find a player that gets broke off a large sum of money and their production stays the same or goes upwards. Usually it falls backwards. It's always how it works. So basically, it's definitely a hard sell when it comes to Nick Bosa and his production. But at the end of the day, everybody's like, well, he's got the most quarterback hits and he's leading in pressures and all that other stuff. And I tell people all the time, I don't give a fuck about pressures. No one cares about a pressure. Pressure don't mean shit unless it's actually busting the fucking pipe or creating a goddamn diamond. And I'm sorry, all the pressures that we've had this year have not turned into diamonds or busted any pipes because we're not getting the sacks. And we're not getting the turnovers. And we're not forcing the quarterback into bad decisions. Because these last 3 games have been pressure, but it ain't been nothing happening. Yes, Eric Armstead had 2 sacks in the last game. Still lost, people. Somebody was saying something about Brock Purdy and an individual accomplishment that he would have. I don't give a fuck about individual accomplishments. I care about the team as a whole and winning and getting back to winning football games. We have no shot at that number 1 seed right now. At least in my eyes, I don't believe that. I believe Philly has that shit on lock, and we're fucked. We're gonna have to play. So it's nice that we kind of got this midway through the season, to be able, hey, what's going on, Jax? How you doing? It's nice that we got this midway through the season and that everything was pretty cool, you know what I mean, as far as that's concerned. And that's all well and good, and I understand it. But for me, I have to have it where, everything lines up properly. And it hurts my heart because we don't have the opportunity to go in and do the things that we need to do. And we're not showing up the way that we need to show up. Now, once again, yes, they've got 19 sacks. We got 18. So we're right behind them, and yeah, our sacks are a little more spread out, but either way, it's different. So we have to be worried about the Jags in the form of their passes defense. They've got a kid named Darius Williams, this dude on the season. And see, these are the people you forget about. These are things you don't talk about. This dude has 14 passes defense and 3 fucking interceptions. That's a problem. So Darius Williams, we're going to have to look out for this cat. 14 passes defense and 3 interceptions. And then look at everybody. Their passes defense is fucking insane. They have 52. So it's coming from linebackers. It's coming from safeties. It's coming from the DBs. It's coming from everywhere. So Darius Williams, problem. Trey Herndon, problem. You know what I'm saying? Andre Cisco, safety, 3 interceptions. That's an issue. You see what I'm saying? So these guys with their passes defense and with their interceptions, they got 11 on the season, And for us right now, where are we at? We got 11 on the season too. So, we ball hawking it. And of course it goes, for us, it spreads out. Of course, you got Fred with 2. You got Demo with 2. Huff's got 2. And so does Mooney. And then Isaiah Oliver, Gipp, and Oren Burks have the other 3. So they have it, but our passing defense are nowhere near that. And unfortunately, Mooney's been holding a lot, and we've been trying to figure out this nickel spot because we all realize what a lot of us have been saying ahead of time is that Isaiah Oliver's trash. And the sad part is he'll make a good play and then fuck up another one, and then make a good play and then screw up another play. So it doesn't help you to be able to have faith in the kid because all you see is him doing what he normally does, and that's screwing up left and right. And we can't have that. We need to make sure that this dude is able to do those things and do them right. And that's the hard part. That's what's painful is the fact that, hey, man, I just want to be able to do my thing and get on this field and win some football games, and you can't do it. It's been a rough go for us, man. So both defenses are formidable, and both offenses are formidable. Everybody presents a problem. I believe Debo is back this week, so we'll be back to having Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, CMC, and then to be honest with you, part of my frustration right now lies with our head coach. Please, by all means, for the offensive genius that you supposedly are, for as lauded of a competitor as you are, and how they talk about how smart and all this other shit. At the end of the day, you don't look very creative. You look very predictable, and you look very vanilla when you're out there calling plays. And part of it is you're not forcing teams to prepare for different people. You're just bringing the same usual suspects. So if they know who the people are that's going to get the ball, it's easy to key in on them. Yes, CMC has this streak, I think, of 17 or 18 games. I think he broke Jerry Rice's record with us or something, where he scored a touchdown. That's all well and good, but if we ain't winning games, who gives a fuck about a goddamn who gives a shit about fucking individual accolades? All the individual accolades you have all year, all that does is get you paid. It does not guarantee any Super Bowl wins. It doesn't guarantee any playoff wins. Individual accolades are exactly that, individual. I need team accolades. I need us to go on another run. I need us to be able to win. I need us to be able to go into these games and not be scared that we're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? We have to figure this shit out. Ryan Cowley says TJ Watt's still playing like he wanted to get paid, knowing he just got paid a couple of years. Exactly. TJ out there grind. He want his money, and he want his money to stay ever flowing. And I can tell you right now in Pittsburgh, if you are a defensive end slash linebacker that TJ Watt is, you will continue to get paid. That is linebacker fucking you over there. They produce great linebackers year in, year out, week in and week out. It's never a dull moment in Pittsburgh when it comes to that spot. It's always going to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Rod says, I wish Bosa would play like his contract. This is why I hate hearing about pressures. Pressures are cool, but sacks are game changers. Thank you. Somebody else that understands. I feel like sometimes I'm in a box by my fucking self when I say shit. It just, people have to understand there has to be more. You got to give more. Because people will continually bring that shit up and it drives me and say, well, he getting pressures, and you know, but the whole point is, if all season long you didn't get one sack and you created a ton of pressures, but from those pressures, you created turnovers or opportunities for someone else to get a sack or force the quarterback into bad decisions, then yes, those pressures mean something. But with all those pressures and nothing to show for it, no turnovers, no fumbles, no sacks for anybody else, what good is that? And this is what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Give me let me close this window. Ain't landscaping loud as hell. Sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes you gotta close these windows. These damn things pick up. These mics are strong. They'll pick up everything. But that's what I'm saying. So in this game, we have to game plan for both of those receivers, for Calvin Ridley, what's that other dudes? I gotta look at the list again. Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk, and we got a game plan for Evan Ingram. So, excuse me, Demo and Mooney gonna have to be on this shit. Sam Womack is back this week. His practice has opened up. Hopefully, they could throw him into the nickel slot and see what he can offer them. I would love to see him on the field. It's been so long. I believe Danny Gray and Darrell Luter Jr. too are back up, and they're supposed to be doing things. I know they love Demo in the slot. They like what he brings, but the issue is who's going to be on the outside. So you have to be able to try to throw someone else in there to make these things happen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, are you fucking serious? For real, you gonna be an 8? Oh, okay. Shit, hey, man, all you got to do is just holler at me. Holler at me, bro. Get at me on the side. Shoot me a message on Twitter. I'll shoot you my number. If you're going to be an AZ4-bit, come fuck with me, man. You know I got you. Because I'm going to the Cardinal game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Breezy's supposed to go to that one. But I'm going to be at that Cardinal game. Like that Sunday, man, it's all day. All day long. Brian, my guy, Mr. Cope in the building. Brian and his lovely wife, Tony, man, they have such a beautiful relationship, man, with the 49ers situation, bro. They both do shows. I just got to say that, man. That's a beautiful thing. Both of y'all are into it, man, and both are very, very extremely knowledgeable people. I love that his wife has brought in, some of the other ladies of the empire that understand football, because that's one thing I can say. At least our women that we know football. Like if any of the women out there for the 49ers, they know football. They're not just in there going, I like this shirt. I bought this jersey because it said Bosa. No, they're looking at it going, I love this team. I know what's going on. Hey, what's going on, media? I love all of that, man. So it's great, and Anshul, you better get your ass down here for that damn Cardinal game. If I got to drive to Tucson to pick you up and take you all the way back, man, I will do it. Get down here for that Cardinals game, my brother. We need you, man. We need you to be down there. We got to be out here in full force, rooting and cheering and doing everything, man. It'd be great to meet you as well. So this game, we got a game plan for those guys. We got a game plan for Travis Etienne. You got a game plan for Trevor Lawrence. Like it's a whole lot to game plan for. So our defense definitely has to be ready. It is not a game, because I do not want to hear this at that game. Duval, I don't want to hear that. I don't. I want that crowd at a dead silence. I want them to be sitting up there wondering how the fuck they came in and lost. I need this to be Jacksonville's trap game. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to be able to go out there, game plan, do the things that we can do, and then we know we can do to win games. We're better than this. We're better than this losing streak that we're on, and we're a better team than that all around, man. With Debo coming back, I think that will help. But once again, the worry for me right now is that offensive line. Since that Cleveland game, teams have just said, "Well, just rush them, blitz them, go right at them," and it's scary because that's been working. It has been no problem. And of course, you're more than welcome, man. More than welcome. You and your lovely wife continue to do what you do, man. Continue to be as great as both of you are. I will always big up people. Shout out Rod, him, and Gina from repping from the Bay. They got a show too. They do great work. You know what I'm saying? We got so many creators. It's insane. The Shaw Show, he's out there doing his thing. Shout out to Nitty Gritty Niners, Nothing But Niners, Jason Aponte, Eric Crocker, Red and Gold Standard Podcast, all my dogs at the Hive, man. Like, you see what I'm representing back here. It's never going to stop. Forever Faithful Podcast, my boy Perry, my man Zach, my guy Matt, who's a new dad and loving every minute of it, man. So happy for him, and congratulations to him on being a new dad, man. Like, all of these people, the Mariah, the Faithful League Podcast, her and Taryn, Troy, Ted, fuck, I can keep going, man. Ryan, all of the content creators out there, man. I love all of y'all, man. Y'all keep doing your thing. Real Talk, Niner Talk, all my guys there. Everybody over there, man. So just with this game, Dynamite Dave, what's going on? He said he'd be at the Cards game. Oh, bro, wait. Fuck. Okay. Anybody going to the Cards game, hit me up on Twitter. On X, Twitter, whatever the fuck I call it Twitter. It's still Twitter to me. Hit me up, bro, because I live in Arizona. So I'm always here. But we got to link up, bro. I need a big ass picture with every fucking body that's coming to the game. That's gonna be solid, bro. That's gonna be a good fucking time, man. Because I feel like everybody getting together, man. Like we just out there. We roll deep, and we are deep out here. When I tell you there are no shortage of Niner fans in Arizona, we everywhere, bro. So when people come up and they try to want the smoke, it's like 50 of us to jump out of nowhere. Like, what's happening? What you need? What you feeling? Yeah, if you feeling froggy, leap. I'm telling you right now, there's a whole lot of California hands is coming at you. Don't do it. Keep it to the banter. You know what I'm saying? They ain't ready for that. But in this game, it's very simple. We've got to be ready for their offense. We've got a game plan against that because we've got to be able to slow down all of those guys I named. And that is a very, very large bunch of people to slow down. So stopping ETN is not going to be a walk in the park. Stopping Lawrence ain't going to be no walk in the park. Ridley, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, these are all formidable people that produce. And we have to be ready. Our defense has to be ready. So that means All-Pro Fred, Dre, Mooney, Demo, Gip, Huff, the line. And we all have to be ready. We will most likely be in a base nickel package 90% of the time because I can guarantee you they're going to try to catch us off guard with one of these no-name receivers. We're not going to let that happen because Addison fucked us up when we played the Vikings. He kicked our ass. Mooney had that one interception that was great. And then the other one, unfortunately, he did what he did. He committed the most cardinal sin of all cardinal sins. You have no reason. Every coach will tell you this. Don't let the ball catch you. You catch the ball. You do not catch with your body. You catch with your hands. And that's what happened. That second one, Mooney was supposed to catch that one with his hands, but he opened his arms and he was waiting for it to come to him instead of putting his arms out to go for the ball. These are just things you're taught as a receiver or anybody catching the ball. You never want to let it get into your body too much because it bounces off real easy. You're wearing pads. That plastic is almost like rubber to that ball. And that's an oblong ball. It's shaped the way it is, and it'll bounce off of just about anything. So you got to be careful with that. But that's the key for us. And then for them on the flip side, they got to be ready for Debo coming back. They got a game plan for Kittle. They got a game plan for CMC. They got a game plan for BA. And they got a game plan for Purdy. So both offenses are extremely formidable. And both defenses are exactly just as extremely formidable. I expect this to be a very smash-mouth game. Honestly, I don't know how many points is really going to be scored in this. I don't. Because if our defense gets that spark from Chase Young being there, if our defense can figure out what the problem has been all these past 3 weeks and get out there and get in there and get dirty and get grimy and get nasty on it, pause, then we're going to be fine. And it's going to be a knockdown, drag out game where we might have to rely on Moody's leg. They may have to rely on their kicker. Because both teams have great talent on both sides of the ball, and neither one is going to be better than the other. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay. You'd be 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes away from the stadium driving. Like tops, and that's if I'm just driving the speed limits. People drive a little faster, obviously. Okay, so John Feliciano is going to be the left guard. Okay, we heard a lot about Feliciano fighting for the right guard spot throughout camp. So I'm hoping that Trent Williams is back this week. It's a hope. It's not a guarantee, but it is a hope that he is back this week from that ankle sprain. But if he's not 100%, then fuck it. You just got to let Jalen Moore cook. Let him do what he does. It is what it is. Colt McKivitz honestly probably was better at left tackle than Jalen Moore would be, but we brought him back to be our right tackle, so we can't necessarily ask him to turn around and protect the blind side and deal with that. But we just got to make sure that whoever is out there deals with Josh Allen, because that young man is coming. And Moody better be ready. Moody better not be missing no damn kicks. I don't want to hear shit about win this, that, third. Figure it out. We got to make these kicks, and we got to win this game. We need to get back on a hot streak, and we need to be able to beat the Jags. They are a strong, formidable offense, so we have to be careful and not overlook them in any way, shape, or form. But let me go ahead and read this out here to you. Let's see this. So as a bettor, you demand perfection, and MyBookie delivers. NFL, college football, and a brand new cash out system give you options to bet and win all season long. First 2 legs of your parlay hit, cash out early and use the funds on another bet, or let it ride for a chance at a bigger payday. Join the MyBookie family for an entire season filled with odds boosts, free bets, and super contests. To get started, go to mybookie.ag now and register for a free account. When you're ready to make your first deposit, just use promo code HIVE. That's HIVE. To grab a welcome bonus on the house. That's promo code HIVE, HIVE. Y'all see it right behind me. It's easy to spell. That's promo code HIVE to claim your deposit bonus, and for a limited time, a free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. So definitely I can't deal with that. Shout out to MyBookie. That's always a sponsor. I can't deal with Brian Cope right now. He said if Moody misses again, they gonna use CMC to kick the ball. Honestly, I think, who is it? So that we had a player that swore up and down he could kick. I couldn't remember who it was, but there was a player fighting for King's spot. It might have been Juice. Juice thinks he can do everything. He think he can play quarter. He can do anything. And I mean, we do call him a Swiss Army knife, but Juice, you ain't like that. Excuse me, not for kicking. I don't think so. I wouldn't do that. But either way, the game plan is very simple. You're going to have to slow down and limit ETN. You're going to have to make sure that you keep your coverage going with Christian Kirk and with Calvin Ridley. And then we're not going to have – I really don't think they're going to use the tight end that much, but we still have to just be mindful of them. Our zones cannot have the holes and gaps that we have. Like, we've had holes and gaps. Like, Cincinnati just literally lived in every soft spot in our zone the whole fucking game, and they killed us with that. So that hurts. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah, we got to pull the Texans. We got to do what we got to do. We have to figure these things out, because at the end of the day, if we come out and we lay another stinker and we just score 17 and we lose again, there's a problem, and it has to be fixed. The number one thing I want Kyle to do is get his head out of his ass and start using the talent that he has. It doesn't make sense that we can't put in Jordan Mason and we keep putting in Elijah Mitchell. It doesn't make sense that when Debo went out, Ronnie Bell got no burn. You see what I'm saying? Like, all year long, we ain't seen Jair Brown. And all year long, right before the season started, what was I hearing? Steve Wilks likes to use 3 safety looks. Ain't seen that. But it's a situation where we've got to get it figured out. Plus, if we giving Brock Purdy a pass and giving him time, we got to give Wilks time. We can't be mad at him and want to fire him because things aren't going the way that we want them to go. We have to make sure it's a situation where we can do things and do it the right way. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in and hanging out with your boy. I'm gonna get out of here and get to work. Definitely tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, everybody come to that Cardinals game. Please, by all means, hit me up, because that Sunday is dedicated to just hanging out with the fellas and doing everything that I want to do for that day. You know, the wife already knows, and I'm good. So I'll definitely be chilling with everybody, trying to get, do the meet and greets, get to know everyone, try to get to the stadium nice and early so we can have a good time. And even after that, get a good time to just relax and kick it, and do those things. But I'm just, I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for the addition of Chase Young. I hope that everything works out well, cautiously optimistic that he will be able to produce and give us the right amount of, pressure that we need off the other side of the ball, because that's what we've been looking for. We thought we had it with Drake Jackson when he had those 3 sacks, but then he disappeared. You hear Lynch basically saying that Jackson's going to have to be fighting for playing time now. Because, if you got Chase Young out there, you got Farrell right in front of you, then you got yourself you got some people to beat out to get on that field. And I guarantee you they're going to give Chase Young that starting spot. They're not going to give that back to Drake Jackson, and they're probably not going to – he's going to have to fight with Cleveland Farrell, so he's going to have some great practices to be able to make sure that he gets on the field so that he can produce, and I do have faith that the young kid will rise up to the occasion. Every now and then, a little extra competition ain't never a bad thing. Sometimes it's good for you. That's how put that battery in your back, get you rolling. But once again, thank you, everyone, for coming in, tuning in, and hanging out with your boy. This is just a little quick preview show. I'll be back a little bit later at 7:30 with my guys from the Hive. We'll be doing our show, chilling and making things happen. So stay up, stay blessed, stay faithful, and everybody have a good evening. Peace. Or should I say good day and afternoon?